one who loves and takes care of us.
Welcome back to the Nafisa Dagger Show. It's all happening here this afternoon, and I must tell you, we have inspirational people. So go and join us by sitting on your lounge suite, taking some time out, and getting enticed into a really, really amazing space. And I must tell you why, because we've got such inspirational people this afternoon. Now, next guest. This is something you should look at. It's called E-Inspired. It's a magazine designed to inspire women with daily related issues and build them up in businesses by sharing. Now, how they're doing this, I'll tell you. Their vision is a magazine designed to educate, promote, and inspire women in business and daily living. So it's a holistic magazine for women. But of course, besides dealing with your daily, should we say, life issues, they also get involved with enticing you with your businesses and helping you get into a better space with that. Let me tell you a little bit about the founder and director of the internationally acclaimed and award-winning women's magazine. She is an entrepreneur at heart. Reshma Maharaj began her journey in her backyard with a capital investment of under 100 rands. And this was in 2007. She now has invested in 3 companies and is a global multi-award winning businesswoman recognized in various sectors, including women and youth empowerment, education, and philanthropy. And I think that's amazing because, I mean, starting off with 100 Rand and now being in a space like this says a lot about the ambition and, of course, the perseverance of Reshma herself. Reshma's brainchild, Inspired Women, was born out the growing need for small businesses to establish an affordable yet effective marketing space to reach their clientele as well as grow their businesses through a myriad of learning tools and resources. And I think it's an amazing venture. A very good afternoon to you, Reshma Maharaj.
Hi, Zakia. Thank you very much for having me on this platform. I'm glad to meet all the listeners as well.
I'm so excited, and thank you so much for joining me on the Nafisa Dango Show. I've read quite a bit about you last night, and I find it so inspirational to see, a woman getting into a space, starting off with 100 Rand and then building herself up into an environment that actually entices other people to get into a better space. So I want to firstly commend you on all your accolades that you have as far as yourself is concerned, building your self-empowerment and uplifting yourself, and then taking it into another space where you entice other women to, of course, change their environments for the better.
Yes, most definitely. Our platform was designed after we saw the need of women needing a platform whereby they need to share their journey, who they are, what their brands stand for. And it's not often that women entrepreneurs, especially the SMME and emerging sectors, gets the opportunity to expand through a print and digital media. So our passion is driven by the ordinary woman. We want to build the ordinary woman and youth around us. Not everybody can afford the luxuries of going through university, obtaining a degree, but we're also very, very inspired with all those women that are turning their home industries into an income generator, and not just stopping from just being an home industry or business. We want to empower these women through knowledge-based workshops and through programs to take them a further step to say, don't stop here. You can earn more than you are now currently doing just from your skills at home. I mean, we've changed the lives of thousands of women over the years through marketing platforms, one through educational platforms, workshops, and we have a brilliant team that's with us, that assist us in the sense of making sure that we take these women out from home industries into the bigger world. So that's where we sit currently, and this is what we're passionate about. We're passionate into turning those ordinary women and youth into an entrepreneur and earning a sustainable living.
And I think that's what's so phenomenal about your concept is it's all about empowerment. It's one thing helping a person, but empowering a person is in that space where it's there forever. It's a literal long-term
Yes.
thing. Talk to us about your journey. I mean, I think I find it so interesting. Starting off with 100 Rand and then, of course, turning yourself into a space and an environment where you're at right now, I think is so phenomenal and commendable. And of course, it's not easy because each one will have their challenges and their persevere. It's having to persevere as well because I don't think what you've achieved right now has come the easy way, and it never does.
Absolutely. Entering the entrepreneurship journey is not easy. You got to, you will fail as well before you even succeed. So, before I invested in our first company, which is actually a manufacturing company, we manufacture mobile homes, park homes, classrooms, so basically in the built environment. So that's where my core business has begun, and it began in 2007 in my backyard. So
Wow.
I was employed. I was employed, and in 2007. My son was going to be born, and we were looking for a helper's unit to put up in our garden, and we couldn't find it in the region that we are in KZN, and we up in KZN South Coast. So this is when I saw a gap in the market, and I thought,
Mm,
okay, I have to now get the structure from like 150 kilometers away. There's definitely
mhm.
a gap into the market, and having a financial background, we had a good business plan in place, and I thought, let me.
We seem to be having a small little technical glitch here. I'm hoping to get back into tap there with Reshma. She's definitely enticing us into an amazing space. I mean, starting off with 100 Rand, and then, of course, looking at creating these home spaces for people, I think is absolutely phenomenal. Starting off in her backyard, I think there's always a start, and we always say we start at the bottom and build ourselves up. And she's definitely a role model to us to be able to entice us into a space to say that, you know what, no matter what foresight you have or vision you have, you can definitely achieve it by perseverance and, of course, overcoming those challenges by just being very ambitious and telling yourself that you can do this without thinking twice about what you wanted to do. But let me just tell you a little bit about her. She has been an entrepreneur since her early 20s with a career spanning for over 14 years. So I think that's phenomenal. Prior to that, she enjoyed a successful 19-year-long career in financial management for various private corporations. Let's see if she's back on the line. Reshma, are you back on the line?
I am Zakia. Sorry about that. Nafisa,
That's
sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Now I can hear you loud and clear. I'm sorry about that. I think we seem to have some form of technical glitch, and we were just like at the most interesting part
So
of the conversation. So, like you were talking about, incepting something in your backyard, which I found phenomenal. Because, everybody wants to start like somewhere, but they don't realize that, you've got to always start somewhere. We
absolutely.
all start at the bottom and we build ourselves up. And I think that's something a lot of people don't understand. And starting something in your backyard, I don't think everybody would have
Yes.
thought of such a phenomenal idea. So let's carry on this journey of yourself because I think it's really interesting.
Great. Thank you, Nafisa. So I needed to test the market, to look at, do I have a market for this product? I
Mm-hmm.
found the local newspaper and I said, I need to place an ad. I don't have a registered company as yet, but okay, no problem. They
Right.
sent me an ad, was I think probably about 800-900 Rand, and I said, no, oh no, hold on, I can't afford that. And can you probably put me in the classifieds? It need to be a few words, a line ad or whatever. Let me just test this market. And the rest was history. We had such a phenomenal response. And I
Mm.
had a great business plan in place. With no capital, it's not easy to start a business. So obviously, we had our terms and conditions in place. A client paid a deposit, which assisted us in buying the materials to work with, and we take a percentage thereafter when we dispatch, and then the balance on delivery. And that's how we
Right.
rotated. And we're sitting now with 2 branches. We deliver nationwide. We work with
Wow.
corporates. I mean, our platform can, from 100 rand investment, we can do projects worth millions of rands.
And I find that so phenomenal. And you need to give us a little bit of your secrets as far as business is concerned. I'm sure everybody is wanting to know out there, what is it that Reshma is doing that we need to actually take on as a tip to be able to move ourselves forward?
Right. So I think the most important thing is when you work with a client, yes, you do have your key role players as your staff. You know, as you grow, you will employ staff. But when you work with a client, you need to understand what your customer needs. It's very, very important. You need to deliver on time. These are this is what a client will look for, and making sure that when you completed, the client is very, very satisfied.
Right.
Working with your clients directly, obviously, in when you'll have, depends on the industry you are working with. You might have your staff that would handle the easier jobs, or the easier sales that comes through. But when it comes to your bigger clients, where the work is more intense, and you have to be in meetings, discussions, and you have to do it yourself, because you need to understand what the client wants. And if a client is not satisfied, it would
Mm,
take one client to close your doors.
that's so
So it's
true.
very, very important that you do understand what your client wants, and you need to understand your terms and conditions. You can't. Again, I would say that you can't satisfy the taste buds of every client, but try and make sure that you understand. If you can't do the work, excuse yourself, rather than taking on the work and having you know um, comebacks on the work itself, the job itself. So that's where we sit currently, is that we work one-on-one with our clients. And then obviously we do have the standard units, where we have our key staff and our key sales representatives that work with that. But
Right.
yeah, I mean,
Now,
it's
now
very
comes
important.
now comes the interesting part. The E-Inspired Women magazine. Now, I
Yes.
think this is an absolutely amazing concept, because I'll tell you why. You've literally created this very selfless platform for other women to be able to grow in the spaces that they're in, as far as the work environment and their livelihoods, and of course, their daily living is concerned. So, what I absolutely loved about this was that this holistic environment was created, as opposed to only just tapping into one aspect for them. So, you're literally empowering them in every direction. And I want to pick this page up. I don't know if our viewers are going to be able to see it, because to me, I think it's a phenomenal vision and a phenomenal mission. Um, this is what E-Inspired is all about. It's an absolutely amazing magazine, because what it does is, and I'm going to tell you now, their mission, as she says, our vision is to encourage women to be brave and bold, to never give up and never stop dreaming, turning their dreams into a reality and achieving end goals. This magazine, I think, is amazing, because it portrays each and every one and gives them that driving force to be able to become the best that they can be in every, should we say, different direction.
The magazine covers all sectors of the industry. It covers not just women as well. We do have, we give cognizance to the men that support Women Initiative. As you
Right.
would see, that is my entire team. Without a strong team, there wouldn't be an Inspired.
Almost
So,
definitely.
yes, so my entire team works extremely hard, and to make sure that that product goes out and reaches out to women who reads the magazine and are inspired by the stories that we share and the journey of women, and to say that it's okay to go through challenges. Life is
Mm,
never perfect. We all
mm,
say that perfect, well, we say perfect is too boring. And life is a journey. You've got to embrace it. You have to overcome it. I mean, there were times that I had to stop and help women from uh, doing the most extreme, stop and say, look at your life. What are you going to leave behind? Is it worth it? You as a mother won't be here. What happens to the lives that you leave behind? So when we work with these women, we don't say, we don't go back and tell them what to do. We want
mm,
to know what you want to do in your life. What are you skilled at? We look at
mm.
how you can change your life, and that's
Right.
when we step in and we would say, okay, you are sitting now on level one. What is your vision for the next 3 months or the next 6 months or the next year? And we work with you one on one. We
Right.
mentor you. So it is a magazine which educates you. We have business news, health and safety, legal advice, fashion, beauty, but we also work with the one-on-one empowerment programs and workshops.
Wow, that's amazing. There's two things that you've said that actually stood out for me, and it says it all starts from humble beginnings. Together we can make a difference and bridge gaps while creating opportunities for youth and women. Rishma, you are such a selfless human being. You've actually taken this concept and helped empower and uplift many a people just through this magazine itself. And inspired may not be the answer to resolving the current economic situation, but every little step counts. Together we can make a difference. I think that's so amazing, because I'll tell you, a little, as they say, a little goes a long way. And if each one is there to support the other, can you imagine the type of structure we'll have helping each other move forward? I think that's absolutely phenomenal. But besides that, I also want to commend you on the types of accolades that you've received over this period of time. 2019 World Women Super Achiever Award, the role player by the World Women Congress for 2019, Africa's Leading Women, the Mayoral Best Women Organization Winner Award, the MICTE Smart Exchange Women of the Year winner, and the 2019 runner-up MICT Smart Exchange SMME of the Year. It's so amazing to see a role model like you out there and wanting to entice people like us into better spaces and, of course, follow in your footsteps. So thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. What message would you like to leave us with?
Thank you again for having me on your platform. I would like to encourage women to be brave, to be bold, and to never give up on their dreams. And I would also encourage men that they need to support their spouses and their partners in terms of,
Mm,
in today's world, we live in the 20th century. You need two incomes to sustain a household, and it's
that's
okay. I
right.
mean, if your partner is employed and is financially stable, it takes off the burden of you being a male that has to take on all of the stresses.
Mm,
Together, you both can achieve a lot. And I would like to encourage women that it's okay to go through struggles. It's okay. Life is never perfect.
mm.
Talk about your problems. Go through to some sort of counseling. Make sure that you understand it is only you that can change your life and nobody else.
You couldn't have said that better. We'd love to catch up with you at some point at a later stage to see what future endeavors you have. But I want to thank you so much and wish you nothing but the best from myself and the team. A true inspiration and the perfect candidate to have on my show. I hope a lot of those listeners and viewers out there have gotten some great valuable information, and I'm enticing them to get a hold of the magazine, look at it, and get inspired by others in order to be able to move yourself also, of course, into a better space. Thank you so much.
For this opportunity again. And Johannesburg, we are looking forward to be stepping into your ground and assisting you.
And I'm hoping we can create something together. So let's look forward to that too.
Definitely. Collaboration is where it all begins.
Most definitely. Thank you so much. A
Thank
lovely.
you.
We're wishing you nothing but the best going forward in the future. You've definitely inspired me for this afternoon, and I'm hoping that you have it to all our listeners out there. Wishing you nothing but the best, and take care of yourself, and we'll chat to you soon. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
What a wonderful woman, Reshma Mehraj, enticing women into better spaces, creating that holistic environment, and of course, empowering and uplifting. And that's what it's all about. We're going to be back with you. Stay with us. You have to join our next segment because this is now something really exciting, and you're going to have to be a part of it because we're going to be talking to Nicole Jowett, and she's the founder of T-Shirts for Change. But the most amazing thing about this is that these T-shirts, this apparel, is made solely from recycled plastic. So you're going to want to watch this space. So stay with us. We'll be back with you in a bit.